What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today we're going to look at the Indiana spread playbook in college football 25. Now, anybody who's been watching college football this season knows that probably the biggest surprise of the entire season has been Indiana. They're undefeated. They're 10-0. Kirk Cignetti, their coach, he wins everywhere he goes, dominated at James Madison. Now he's here at Indiana, and he's just crushing it. And whatever he's doing, it's working really well. I guess it's a full team effort in what he's doing and what he's trying to get his message across. But offensively, they must be doing something right as well. And that's what we're going to look at today, EA's interpretation of his scheme. We're going to go through the formations and concepts and play types and personnel. And hopefully by the end of the video, you have a good idea of what this playbook is all about. So this is a spread offense, and there's nothing too magical about it, nothing too crazy or weird, but they just get the job done. And I think this is a really good, simple spread offense that you'll enjoy. So let's start off with the formations. It's pretty much nothing but shotgun. But I want to start off with the one strong formation they have, and that is strong wing. It's got 15 plays. It's a 22 personnel look. And we got a little pre-snap motion out of the gate. We got power O. We got play action on top of that. We got a zone weak on top of that. The rest of this is just going to be basic run play action, as you would imagine. But this is going to be a perfect complement to the bulk of your offense, which is going to be nothing but a shotgun. Use strong wing, third and short, fourth and short, or just whenever you want to change things up. Having 15 plays here tells me a little bit about how important this particular formation is. I'm going to go up against something simple here. Again, just use a little pre-snap motion. Just going to run a little power O. See if we can get a block or two on this side. Cut up the field. Not going to get a whole lot there. Either way, use this whenever you feel like you need to. And again, just kind of like a change up and for situational purpose. But the bulk of the playbook is going to be all about the shotgun. So let's go here. Starting off, notice a few different trends with the shotgun formations. One, you're going to notice the halfback is going to be to the hip of the quarterback a lot, just right behind him as you see here. And you're also going to notice the tight end is going to be off the line of scrimmage a whole lot in these formations. And this is a perfect example. Gun deuce. This is a 12 personnel look. You got your two tight ends off the line. Your halfback is slightly behind the quarterback. Then we got wing slot offset. Notice again, we got another tight end off the line. We got the halfback off the quarterback. Then we got wing halfback weak close. So these are your three main 12 personnel looks. And then we finally get into 11 personnel. The bulk of the playbook will be 11 personnel. We got gun doubles off close weak. We have doubles Y off. And again, notice that tight end and the halfback. They're all just kind of to the hip of the quarterback. Doubles Y off weak. Then we got Y trips weak. This is one of the few ones that it's on both. You got the quarterback beside, or the halfback beside the quarterback, and the tight end right on the line of scrimmage. And then we get into Y off trips. So again, look at that tight end and that halfback. That same offset look. Y off trips weak. Y off trio weak. Wing trips weak. Then we finally get into our first true spread look, but it's still 11 personnel because, again, 44, he's your tight end. Then we get into spread double flex. That's still 11 personnel. Then we get into bunch open offset. Tight end still out there. Then we get into trips. This is our first 10 personnel formation in the playbook with your 4 wide receivers. Same with trips halfback weak. And then we get into empty chips. If there is any formation in this playbook that's just kind of rare and unique to this one, it's going to be this particular formation. We're going to look at that a little bit later. That is still 11 personnel because look at your halfback, number 6, and your tight end is still out there. So one thing I also noticed was look at the halfback. And if you look at the packages, I have every package set up as default. Now, their number 1 halfback is number 17, but if you go through these, and somebody can quote me on this, correct me, but there's several of these formations that automatically puts the backup halfback in right there. So notice 17 is your number 1 halfback, but you go to wide trips weak, there's number 6. And then it goes back to 17, and then Y off trio weak. Look, there's the number 6 again. He's still out there. So he is in there for about 4 or 5 formations. Look, spread double flex. Look who's the halfback, number 6. And then I think the rest of it is 17. But then we got empty chips. Look, there's your backup halfback is number 6. I just thought that was really interesting. Again, somebody can tell me why that is. And you'll notice at the bottom center of the screen, I don't have any weird packages going on. It's all by default. But for whatever reason, this particular playbook naturally splits your halfbacks Either way, it's just really weird and unique, and I wanted to point that out to you. So let's go through some of these. One of the first things I like to do is just kind of go look for pre-snap motion. But I guess one thing that's probably more unique to this playbook than anything else I've seen is delayed routes. Now, delayed routes, as you see right here, like goal line post fade on the left, the dark blue route by the halfback, that is a delayed route. So he's going to come in and block for you, and then he'll slowly go out if he can. So I'm going to go ahead and just go and select something random here. It looks like we have, this is a goal line play, but we'll call it from the 30. But if he has nobody to block, he's going to go out for a pass. But if he has to block somebody, then he'll stay in. So just notice you're going to see a lot of these in the playbook, a lot of these delayed routes. So again, just focus on those as we go throughout the rest of the playbook. So you see in this first, we got 2 of them right here. Look at that chip, Poco X dig. We got 3 guys. So here's the purpose of having such a play. I'm going to go up against like a cover. Let's go up against a cover 1 or a cover, just a man. Let's go wide double, 1 double. There we go. So notice with this particular play, we got the 2 tight ends and the halfback. All 3 are on delayed routes. This means max protection. This could be a good thing or a bad thing, and I got sacked on purpose because I just wanted to express my point there. But you got, what, 8 total blockers for you? I think that's pretty cool. It's just weird. There's not a ton. I mean, maybe I just haven't been paying attention over the last few months with this game, but this playbook just has so many delayed routes. So again, I just wanted to point that out to you. So another thing I want to look for is those pre-snap motions, and I'm just quickly going through here, see if you can find a nice little mini series to kind of start off with. And once you get into this 11 personnel stuff, you're going to find it. Like here we got jet sweep series. We got the jet sweep. We got the zone off of that. And we got power built in on top of that with the quarterback, oddly enough. Then we got doubles way off week. I think we got some in here. No, maybe it's this one. We do have some reverses. I want to mention this. This is a nice little series. We got a reverse. We got a reverse pass. There are a few reverses in this playbook. You'll notice in the run concepts a little bit later. But you go to Y off trips. Here we go. We have a Y off exit motion type setup. We got an inside zone split, play action off of that. And you got read option built on top of that. I'm going to call this play action play. We'll go up against another man. That's fine. Do something like this. A little pre-snap motion. I like to have a backside comeback route if we can get this one. Let's see if we can get this. Oh, bad throw. That's a really deep comeback on by that receiver. Either way, that's another thing I just wanted to point out to you. Just again, the pre-snap motion, look for those delayed routes. So you go to Y off trips week. Notice these blue routes, again, all go. Then you go to strong flood. I'm seeing just an absolute ton of these. Here we have some motion halfback swing plays. A nice little series built in right there. We'll call something random. This is pretty simple. You just go to your halfback. Hopefully you can get some decent blocking. In this case, we just didn't. But you got a nice little series built off of that one with some play action and some drop back to go with it. Do we have anything else? What we do have is, guess what? More delay routes. Let me go to Y off trio week. Look at there. Slot 2 buck. What does that look like? That looks like a delayed route to me. I'm going to go up against something random here. Let's go up against 3-3 mint. Everything is either cover 0 or cover 4 in this particular formation. Let's go right here. So again, we got a nice little delay route by the halfback. Going to give you extra protection, but just in case he's got nobody to block, he will go out and try to make a play for you. So if you are a delayed route guy, this is the playbook for you. Guess what? More delay routes. Pretty neat. Go through here. What about wing trips week? More delay routes. There's the all go. There's PA inverted veer. Goal line unders. Tight open. I'm seeing more dark blue routes. How about you? Just, again, they're all over the place in this playbook. There's actually more delay routes than there are pre-snap motion plays, which it boggles my mind. I've never seen it like that before. I just think that's just pretty cool. It just makes the playbook just a little bit different than everything else. Look, there's Ohio sail. I love the sail concept with the backside dig. But this one's got a built-in, guess what? Built-in delayed route. Go over here. That's a good little double team on the dig. But either way, pretty cool stuff. Just wanted to point some of this out. Hit the curl. Can you make the catch? Not bad. More delay, more pre-snap motion, but more delay than anything else. So we're going to finish up the rest of these formations, and we're going to move on. We got empty chips. Okay, so let's talk about this one. This is the one I mentioned earlier. This is, I guess, the most unique formation of the entire playbook. It's got just a weird setup. There's only 6 plays in it, but guess what we got? More delay routes across the board with sail, tight end screen, a post cross. All 6 of these plays have 2 guys helping you out. So this is a really great thing to use if you really need to go deep on a team because you're going to have all this protection. If you can pull this off, get a little throw right there to the dig. But again, having all that protection is really nice because, as we know, offensive line and defensive line playing this game can get kind of shaky in terms of good protection and whatnot. So now we know delayed routes are all over the place. So let's talk about personnel. We've hinted at some of this already. So the bulk of this playbook is going to be 11 personnel, as you would expect. We get 23, that's your goal line. 32 is your QB kneel. 22, you got that strong wing. Again, I think that's a nice little addition, a little wrinkle to the playbook. 21 is your clock management. So you got your 12 personnel. We got a few of them here. We got deuce, wing slot offset, and wing halfback weak close. More than enough if you need 2 tight ends out there. And then we got just enough 10 personnel if you need to get your 4 wide receivers out there. So you got 2 formations built in. So it is a one-back spread playbook, as you can tell. So let's go over to concepts. So this isn't the biggest playbook in the world in terms of amount of plays. It's probably got less than 300, I would say. Let's start off with the runs. Let's go over to our first one, and that is counter. We got 8 counters, and you notice out of the gate what we have here. We got the tight end offset off the line. He's doing that inside split look, which is really cool, and you're going to see plenty of that because, again, what did we talk about earlier? A lot of these tight ends are off the line in these formations, little counters, see if we can get any type of blocking at all. So you got plenty of counters in here, so if you're going to have plenty of counter, you might as well have plenty of power. We got 3 ISOs, and there you go, 9 power. So power and counter tend to go together. We also got 9 draws. So if you're going to do plenty of drop back, I suggest you use some of this. 9 is a really high number compared to some other playbooks. Inside zone, you're going to have the bulk of this more than any other type of run concept. And there you go, inside zone split. More inside zone split. And why is that? Because we got that tight end off the line so much in this playbook. Outside zone, 6 of them. That's actually a kind of a high number compared to what I've seen. Buck sweep, good old wing T type stuff. This is pretty fun to use if you can get decent blocking. That's always the key to football in general, is trying to get decent blocking out of this thing. But there you go. You got plenty of buck sweep. And then we're going to move on. We got traditional sweep. You only got 2 of those. You got a couple traps, and you even got a couple reverses. So a nice diversity of plays here. Nice diversity of concepts. Plenty of counter, plenty of power, plenty of draw, plenty inside zone. You got plenty of outside zone. It's kind of like a pro style feel to it for it being spread. Even some sweep and even a little bit of trap. So I really like the mix of things we got there. Let's talk about the option. We got a little bit less option related stuff than we do run concepts, but inverted veer, we got 2 of those. We got a couple of load/speed options. We got 13 read options. That's pretty normal in these playbooks. This is usually the most common option play or concept in the game. Speed option, those are the 2 we just looked at. And we got some RPOs. We got 6 reads. We got 8 peaks. And we got 12 alerts. They're all just a little bit of everything. You got glance routes, you got slants, you got bubbles, you got alerts. It's just a little bit of everything. So if you even got some slot, the shock RPOs, that's that slot fade type stuff, you got a little bit in there. So it's just a nice mix of RPOs, even though you don't have a ton of RPOs to play with. Again, look at those numbers. There's not a ton in here, and some of these are repeated in other concepts. But either way, you got more than enough there I think you'll enjoy. Quick pass, let's go over here. So look, we got a nice little mix of things. We got 4 Ohio plays. We got 1 Omaha. We got a bunch of slants. If you're going to have a bunch of slants, that means you're probably going to have a bunch of sticks. So you got 8 stick and you got 12 slants. And as we all know, slant and stick kind of go together. As you see here, gun way off trips weak. You got slant on one side with stick on the other. But throwing in a little Ohio and Omaha, it just kind of runs in with these run and option concepts in terms of you just have a nice mix of things to play with. Let's go to medium pass. Notice we got a nice little collection here. We got 7 mesh. If you're an air raid guy, I'm a big air raid. I just love some of the concepts they use in here. And mesh is probably my favorite. Just a little, that's a terrible throw by my quarterback, but I love mesh in general. This one's a mesh rail. If you can get the halfback, can you get it? Great little throw. Oh, he dropped it. Oh my gosh. Great throw. Either way, plenty of mesh in here. You go 7 choice, any type of play that's got an option route of some sort, they're going to dump it here. You got 10 curl, so any type of curl flat or a hitch of some sort, they're going to throw it there. Now remember that curl a little bit later when we're going to look at spot. So double moves, we got 10. So anytime there is a route that's a double move of some sort, they like to dump them here, and you notice it's a little bit of everything. in different order. Then you got 5 drives. So if you need a dig and a drag going in the same direction, there you go. Levels is a steroid version of that. You usually have like an extra dig or drag with it. You got a couple pivots. You got 6 Salems. You go over to Salem. Salem is the dig with a little curl underneath it, or at least kind of close to it. You got 6 of those. Then you got 5 shallow crosses. So mesh, shallow cross, drive, and levels all just kind of go together. It's just a mix of digs and drags. You got 5 slot crosses, another one that's just kind of built in with it. And then you got 17 smash. You got plenty of high-low looks. And notice we got more of that slot fade and shock option, things of that nature. Kind of reminds me a lot of the LSU playbook. Anytime you get that slot fade going, it's pretty nasty, really good route. And then we got 12 spot. So I just mentioned earlier we had 10 curls. Well, what is spot? It's just another hitch in its own way. It's like a slant hitch, but 12 is a super high number. That's got a pro style / West Coast vibe to it when you have that much spot in here. So just don't forget to use it in this playbook. Let's talk about deep passing. We got 9 floods. We got 7 comebacks. We got 3 daggers. We got 4 divides. We got 6 double posts. We got 12 verticals. We got a go. We got 6 meals. We got 3 Portlands. We got a bunch of shot plays. Most playbooks have that many. And then we got 7 switch. So notice the theme here. 9, 7, 3, 4, 6, 12, 1. It's between like 6 to 12. You got 8 or 9 different concepts here that you can go back and forth with. It's just really great. I don't know. It's got a little bit of everything that I like in terms of, hey, I don't need 30 different smashes. I don't need 24 verticals. Give me 8 of everything and I'll be happy, or 9 or 6 or what have you. That's just the theme through all of these concepts. When it comes to play action pass, it says we got a total of 8, but we know better. We got 3 boots and we actually got 5 slides. That should be pretty normal because again, of that backside tight end that's off the line. He's going to do a lot of PA slide looks. And then we got screens. Now we got, most of these are these RPOs we looked at. We got 12 bubbles. We got 3 flankers to your receivers and a wide receiver mid screen. We got 5 of these. This is a really high number. So if anybody has watched Indiana, they are a heavy screen team. And this is the reason I'm glad they put a lot of this stuff in here. Again, they just love going to screens. It's just another run to them. So kind of keep that in mind. We got plenty of screens, but if you go over to play types and you go to pass and you go to screen, we got 21 total screenplays that are not part of the RPO family. 21, throw in all those RPOs we looked at, you got more than enough screens to play with. Same with play action. There are 33 total, which is technically kind of a low number compared to what I've seen in other playbooks, but that's still more than enough. But you're going to be doing a lot of RPOs and screens anyways, but mix some of this stuff in as well. Let's go over to runs. We've already looked at these in different orders, but we got 29 inside handoff. It all starts up the inside and you work your way out. You got 8 outside handoffs. That's that buck sweep and the outside zone we looked at earlier. We got a couple pitches. Those are your counters. Those are those draws. We got a fullback run and we got a couple QB runs, and that's that fake jet pass power I mentioned earlier. So this is not meant to run with the quarterback a lot, but you still got some of those basic options that we just looked at earlier. And as you see right here, we got 17 total options. These are your reads, your speeds, and your leads. You go over to, and speaking of the leads, what have we talked about this entire video? You got the lead option. Why? The tight end off the line. So you're going to get plenty inside zone split, read option off of that, PA slide on top of that. It's all that same look. You keep giving that defense that same look with that tight end. And we got those RPOs. We apparently got 26 of these. We got 4, we got 10 peaks, and we got 12 alerts, but some of these are blended in amongst all 3 of those categories. So that is it for this playbook. I really like it. I don't know. It's just a nice traditional spread playbook with a pro feel. It's very tight end heavy in terms of how it wants to move its tight end with the backside inside zone split, the slide, the lead or option type stuff. We got a little bit of everything in terms of your passing concepts, which again, I just really enjoy. And I guess what makes it more unique than anything else, it has to be all of these delayed routes, as you see right here. Makes it really cool. Hey, Kirk Scanetti is doing something right. So I think this offense will be pretty successful for you as well. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.